But like that split second, I went stupid. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Talika Althea, and in today's video, I feel like I say that every time, but in today's video, as you read by the title, I will be giving you guys a very juicy story time. So don't forget to like, comment, I would love to see the comments, and subscribe to this channel to see more of me, more story times, because I will be making this like a series. So you would want to subscribe and turn your post notification bell on to see every time I post a new video. And just excuse my fan, I'm really hot. It's very humid in the Bahamas, so yeah. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Don't forget to also follow me on my social media platforms, which will be on the screen and also down below. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, I find it's very important to mention that these videos, these story times that I will be doing moving forward, and even in this present one, we are learning from these videos. Y'all are gonna get to see a bit of me on who the person I was before, like who I was in high school, and just as I gradually mature, you know, in different situations. And I'm just showing you guys what not to do and how not to react in certain situations, as you will see, because obviously this is entertainment, because these stories are very entertaining, but that's what I want y'all to grab from that. It's not, I am in no way shape or form trying to promote violence or like, you know, those type of behaviors. So yeah, we're learning, we're maturing, and we're just being better females, you know what I mean? That's not what we're trying to do, not what I'm trying to represent, and I just felt like that was something I need to mention. So without further ado, let's get right into the video, girl. Okay, so let me just give you guys a backstory before I hop into the video so you catch up. So I'm gonna give these person names. I'm gonna go with Lucy and Peter, okay? So Peter was my boyfriend, but at the time we were on a break, right? We're on a break, and at this point, like, I was really trying to get over Peter, because he was literally my very first boyfriend. He's not the one I count to this day to say like, okay, that was my first relationship, but no, he was my first boyfriend, my first high school boyfriend, my first everything, right? So yeah, so you know that was drama, but we gonna get into it. So he was my first boyfriend, and at this point we were on a break. So I started talking to, because let me tell you why we were on a break. He was talking to, every other week it was always something. I always used to hear about him talking to these other girls, flirting with this person, doing this, doing that, or whatever. So it was just a lot. So at that point I'm like, Lika, you really gotta like at least try get over this boy. It was like the most impossible thing ever, but yeah. So at this point, I was trying to get over the boy. So I was talking to somebody else, and he was the person who I was talking to. He was pretty much going through the same thing with his girlfriend. So we kind of like clicked, and we were like always cordial before. So it was like cool. It was cool. Like it wasn't nothing crazy. It wasn't literally, it was so innocent, right? So anyways, we clicked, we were talking, was not, and Peter found out. He found out it was not a secret, because like I said, we weren't talking, whatever. So I guess he was salty about it. I did not know that, whatever, because he was doing what he was doing, and I just was talking to this boy. We were just having conversations, whatever. So long story short, let's get to the, I don't want to hop ahead or jump ahead or anything. So yeah, we were talking, whatever. So it was prep time. This ball, let me just call it a ball. So this ball was coming up, and I was not, okay, you had to be in this club to go to this ball, but I had not joined the club. I had joined the club like late or something, right? No, I had plans to join the club. It was too late for me to join that club. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna join the club next year. But my best friend, okay, I had 4 best friends at the time, and today it's numbed down to a smaller number. But at that point in time in high school, I had 4 best friends. But obviously out of 4 best friends, you know, you have your closest friend, right? So one of my friends, she was like, girl, you could come to the ball, you know, like you just have to buy a ticket, you can come to the ball. So I was telling my mom, I'm like, oh mommy, like, you know, weeks before, I want to go to this ball or whatever. It's like a fundraising thing, whatever. It was like a fundraiser thing. I really can't remember what was the cause of the ball, but or whatever it was. But yeah. So girl, I literally, my mom was like, okay, cool. Like, she was like, yeah, you can go, it's not this, that. And we literally looked for dresses, because I think like we were I don't can't remember, the theme was white, but y'all, I really looked good. I really looked good. Yeah, I was really giving that girl that night. I was real cute. So we found that dress. I was so surprised. My mom was really into it. So we went shopping and everything. I got my cute dress. I might insert a picture if I can find one. And yeah, so I was really ready for this ball, thinking it's gonna be like the best night. I wrote the stun on this boy. Like, you about to see me looking cute, but I ain't with you, so I ain't your woman. But I come into this ball stepping and I'm gonna look cute. So the day approaches, well, not the day approaches, the day before or like the week before, we were planning, like me and my friends, we were planning like, okay, who's gonna sleep by who and who's gonna go to the ball together. And yeah, like our arrangements, like where we gonna sleep, we already know. After we gonna go out in our like outfits or whatever, we're gonna go out, and it's this spot where it's like popular in Freeport, where you just go out at night with your friends and just walk around. So yeah, that was that. So we planning where we gonna sleeping arrangement, this and that. So this one friend, the friend who we talking about, the subject, Lucy. So Lucy was like, yeah, I can ask my mommy if I can sleep by you. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, that's so fun. Like, after we come from the ball and we come from out, you could just come by me, sleep by me, whatever. Cool. Yeah, I can't remember, she asked her mom prior before or it was last minute and she just slept by me that night. But anyways, let's get right into the video. Let's get into it. So yeah, we had plans. We were very excited. All my friends, like, we picked out everything. And my sister, from time, she was doing makeup. So I believe she did everyone's makeup, or all my friends, like, my sister is the plug for everyone. So it's like, you getting your makeup done, my sister gonna do all our makeup. Whatever it is, she gonna do all our makeup. She gonna have us straight, right? Because at that point, I don't think I was practicing makeup, so I didn't do mine myself. But yeah, my sister just did all of our makeups, whatever. It was cute. So everyone came by me to get their makeup done, I believe. I think that's how that went. Anyways, easing down to the night, my mother dropped us off. My mother dropped us off to the ball. And I already told her, like, okay, mommy, we're gonna go to the spot. Let me just call it the spot. The spot after the ball. You don't have to come and pick me up to drop me to the spot, because I'm gonna get dropped to the spot, so and so, whatever. So Peter's friend was the one driving. So after the ball, that's where we went to the spot with him. So y'all, so we went to the ball or whatever. It was really, really fun. And guess what? The boy who I was talking to, the boy who I was talking to, he took someone else to the ball. I guess like that was like pre-planned, but that really wasn't sitting right with me, you know, because like me was talking, like we was cool. Like, it's like, I thought we was cool. Like, you never told me you was going with this other girl. Mind you, I wasn't pressed about it at all. It was cool, it was whatever, because like I said, we weren't dating. It wasn't nothing serious at all, but it's just like, it was kind of odd to me. It was kind of weird. And most people had dates to this ball, but like me and my friends, like, we went solo, so it wasn't like awkward or anything. So yeah, we walked in the ball, and y'all, when that door opened, everyone was just eyes on us, because we were a little late. Let me just say this, we were a little late, and eyes just was on us, and it was like, oh my god, you could have had like the little whispers, like, oh my god, she looks so nice. Like, it was both of us, so it's like, I'm sure it was me, like both of us, like, we to look nice, whatever. So anyways, long story short, after the ball, right, Peter came with the friend, because obviously that was his friend, right? But me and the friend were cool too. So I was like, oh, so and so, you could come for us after the ball and to drop us out at the spot. So he was like, okay, cool, whatever. I think he was somewhere doing something, and then he was like, okay, I can come for y'all in this amount of time. So me and all the rest of my friends were there waiting. The other two friends, right? The other two friends were already there, but they did not come to the ball with me. Just Lucy came to the ball with me. It was just me and Lucy. The other friends, they were already at the ball, but we were all leaving together. So, right. So the boy, the friend came, and when he pulled up, Peter was with him Peter was like behind him because Peter was driving his own car, and the friend was driving this other car. So he was like, okay, two of y'all go with Peter and two of y'all go with him, right? So I'm like, cool. I was like, who should I go with? Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, it was like, I don't want my friends to be riding with my boyfriend. Because, y'all, I was delusional back then. It's like, okay, we wasn't talking about you to my boyfriend. Delusional. Don't be like me. Was delusional. So, it was like, I don't want them riding with him. So, I'm like, okay, I can go ride with him. So it was me and my other friend or whatever, right? But he wasn't the one driving. It was like, I can't remember who was driving, but it was someone else older who was driving, right? Not that I was gonna call a name or anything, but like someone else was driving, but he was just in the car, and then someone else was driving with the friend, but he was in the car. So it was like, who you rather ride with? So I was riding with him and whoever the other person was, right? We were in the back seat. So he hopped in the back seat, and my friend sat in the front seat. Lucy sat in the front seat, and like he was like trying to come on to me, like he was trying to act all nice and trying to like give me like a kiss or whatever, and I'm like, no, like, you know, when girls just trying to play hard to get, it was like, no, like I don't want you to kiss me. Like it wasn't like that, but it was like, and boys are dumb, so like they're really dumb. So it's like he didn't even know that I was really like playing hard to get, because you know, you gotta really like stand your ground. But then we did not even pull off yet on our way to the spot. So I was playing hard to get, and then he just like took that very, very like, so he came out the car. Like I was so surprised. He came out the car and he went into the other car with the other friend, right? He went into the other car with my other two friends. So I'm like, okay. I was kind of bugged about it, but I was like, whatever. We still going to the spot, and they still gonna be out at the spot. So we pulled up at the spot, and his whole attitude changed, his whole demeanor changed, and he was just being like a real B-word, right? He was being a real B-word. And I'm like, why this boy acting like that? Like, I'm so confused. So the other, like, I'm so confused, like, as to why you giving me this attitude. And like, I was so confused. I feel so bad because he was really like shit talking. He was really saying some things, and I'm just like, where is this even coming from? And then like I said, everyone came to this spot. Like everyone in our age group, everyone like just come to this spot. So the boy who I was talking to, he came out to the spot as well, and I believe he brought his date to the ball. He brought her out. So they were like walking past, and like Peter was right over there like cracking jokes, like talking like, oh, like he really was talking smack, like he was talking his shit. So I'm there, like I really felt so bad, like he really was making me feel so bad. So whatever, I was so sad, whatever. It was kind of boring because I was bugged. So I was just like, let me just walk around with my friends, with my other friends. We just walking around. We had heels on, everything, right? So, right, we walking around a little bit, whatever. We started to get a little bored because it was really dry out that night. For some reason, it was like still dry out that night. So, because everyone went to this other like club. It was like a grown club, and a lot of people couldn't get in, so they went. So that the spot was kind of dry that night. Anyways, so it was still a group of us, and we came around. After walking around, we sat down, and all of us were still there. He was still going at it, going in, just laughing with his inside jokes with his friends, and I'm like just feeling very bad and stupid. So I like regretting stopping talking to him for some reason. Like you start to like blame yourself, when it isn't even your fault, it's them. And that's like, I don't know what to call that. It's crazy, it's toxic, it's weird. But like you start to like blame yourself. So I was feeling bad for like stopping talking to him and talking to somebody else, trying to like move on from the whole situation, all the drama, whatever. But like he was talking smack, so like I really started to feel bad, whatever. So my friend Lucy was like, girl, my feet hurting, I can't walk around no more, these heels hurting my feet, I gonna go to the car and change them. I didn't want to go with her because he was still there, and I don't know, for some reason why, I just wanted to be seen. I just was sitting there, I must want to just be seen, like inside, I don't know what's in my mind, but I just wanted to be seen, like inside. So you feel bad for me and come talk to me. That's what my head was at, right? So anyways, delusional. Anyways, Lucy was gonna go with Peter's friend. She wanted to go with Peter's friend to change her shoes in the car because he had the key to the car. So she was like, let me give him a name. Let me just say friend. Friend was like, Lucy was like to friend, she was like, friend, come take me to the car to change my shoes, please. And he did not want to move. He did not really want to go. He really didn't want to go because I think he was having a conversation with somebody else. So he really did not want to go. So he was like, I just can give you the key. So why did Peter offer and was like, I can take her, I can go with her or whatever to change your shoe. I can open the car. First off, I should have thought of that as a red flag off jump, but I didn't. So I just, wasn't paying no mind or whatever. I'm like, at this point, like, he trying to make me jealous or something, and like she just gonna change her shoe, like, come on, like, that's kind of weird. But I was trying to keep my composure, whatever, cool. So my other friends, like, they were walking around or whatever, so I was like, let me just go walk with them, walk around, whatever. So walking around, and my mind started going, and we came back to that same spot, and I'm like, it was like 5 minutes gone by, 10 minutes went by, and I'm like, where Lucy? Y'all see Lucy? So it was like, no, and she wanted to change her shoe. I'm like, yeah, but why it taking so long? We parked literally right there, like right up there. We parked literally right up there, so why it taking so long? So it's like, I don't know. So I called her and I'm like, Lucy, where the I said, nah, I'm gonna keep it PG, but I'm called her. I'm like, where the y'all at with the taking so long? So she was like, oh, we ain't doing nothing. We just sitting down in the car. I hung up so fast, and literally I started sprinting to that car, because which was taking so long, like what's really taking so long, like I went dumb, like I went stupid, like that split second I went stupid, literally stupid. I went red and it was over. So I started running. Listen, I was running. I don't know if these shoes are like dry or these are some brand new shoes, but when I reached home that night, them shoes just burst right up. In there, I don't know if his other friend messaged him and was like, this, that, and third, this girl come in, this girl, whatever, she mad, she crazy, whatever. I don't know. I went to the car, and I reached the car. I opened the door, and I'm like, what's going on in here? What's really going on? Now, when I went in there, like, I didn't see nothing suspicious. Everyone just was sitting in that seat. She was in the passenger seat, he was in the driver's seat, and he was just sitting down, apparently talking. Like, he still was being like real stink and like real like mean, but like it did not faze me, because it's like, what the y'all doing in here? Because what's taking so long? Like, what y'all really got to talk about? Like, what's there to really talk about? What's the topic? What we talking about? Because I really was in there like, what we talking about? What we talking about? What we doing? What we really doing? So I sat down and I'm like, y'all ready to go? Because I'm ready to go. And I'm like, because I know sometimes he would like tell my friends certain things, or like talk to my friends about things and be like, oh, Talika acting real stupid, this and that, whatever, this, that, and the third. And they would come back and tell me like, oh, what he said, whatever. And it's like, it was so toxic. It's like, you could really just tell me how you feel, how you felt. But he used to like tell them, but he used to come back and tell me. So I'm talking to this girl and I'm like, oh, what he say, or this, that, whatever. And she was like, oh, we wasn't even talking about that. We just was talking about whatever, this, that, whatever. So I'm like, okay, whatever. You ready to go home? Because I ready to go home. I'm tired. My feet is hurting. I'm ready to go. right? And I was like, I can tell his friend be riding with him because I couldn't deal with the friend, no, Peter no more. I'm just like, I'm over it. I over the attitude. I over all of this. I just ready to go home. So I'm gonna tell the friend who I was cool with to come drop us home. So yeah, the friend dropped us home. Sis slept right next to me in my bed. I asked sis what they spoke about. I asked sis what happened. She told me nothing happened. And yeah, she slept by me. That was Saturday. She slept by me right next to me in my bed. Sunday morning we woke up. Her mother came for her, picked her up. She left. Cool. Remember I said, I asked her what happened. She said nothing happened. I asked her what they talk about. She said it wasn't nothing pertaining to me. Right? Remember that. Fast forward. Let's give it a week or 2 weeks. Let's say 2 weeks. 2 weeks went by. And me and him, like, we started talking again. We were talking again, whatever. And it was like an argument. We had an argument. I think we had an argument or falling out or something like that. And he was like, we were texting. And he was like, something along the lines. I'm not going to, like, quote it. But, like, I can't remember, like, the exact words. But he said something along the lines of, oh, that's why I talk to one of your friends. Or that's why I need one of your friends. Something. So at this time, I had a group chat. Me and my friends, we had a group chat. So it's like, yeah, it's only 4 of us in the group chat. It's 4 y'all. I talk to y'all. Y'all pretty much know everything that goes on. That's another red flag. You don't do that. Don't be telling people all your business, no matter how close they are as your friends. Because, girl, these girls be jealous and these girls be plotting and just waiting on their turn. Right? So, anyways, so I had these 4 friends. We had a group chat. And he was like, that's why I talk to one of your friends or whatever. So let me just tell you all this. I was the type of girl, I'm going to tell you up front, I'm going to tell you up straight. I don't care how close of friends we are. If you talk to my man, we haven't discussed like, oh, it's cool, like on a mature level of, you can talk to him if you want to, we done, we over, it's fine, it's cool, like, you know, having a conversation before you do something like that, you know. But if you talk to my boyfriend or my man, and back then he was the, we still was talking, he was still the man, he was still my man. You talk to my man, I don't care how close or how good of a friends we are, I'm going to beat your ass. I'm going to beat your ass. Beat it. So yeah, all my friends know that. They knew that. So I guess Lucy just wanted to test me. I guess she just wanted to. So I went into the group chat and I'm like, after he told me that, I'm like, and I'm asking him, I say, which friend? I say, which one of my friends? Which one of my, I say, Peter, which one of my friends you was messing with? If you bold enough to tell me one of my friends, and you ain't lying, tell me who it is. So he like be around the bush, so like I ain't gonna tell you, because he already know how this really about to play out. He already know who the type of person I am at this point. So I'm like, tell me who this person is. I'm like, okay, all right, you don't want to tell me? I can find out. This is how you find out. So I went into the group chat. It's 4 of us. I'm like, which one of y'all messing with Peter? I say I would line every single one of y'all up and beat y'all ass if y'all don't tell me which one of y'all was the one who was messing with Peter. I would beat every single one of y'all. I would line every single one of y'all up and I would beat everybody ass if one of y'all don't tell me who the hell it was, which one of y'all it was. Friend number 1, girl, it wasn't me. You know that wasn't me. Like, I did not do that. Like, what? Lost and confused. Friend number 2, lost and confused. Wait, let me correct that. It was 3 friends. Always 3 friends. My fault. 3 friends in the group chat. So friend number 1, friend number 2 wasn't me. It's not me. Whatever. So friend number 3, which is Lucy, she left. She said I can personal message you. She said, I can PC you. And she left the group chat, like left the group chat where it says Lucy left the group chat. Like she left permanently. She left the group chat. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. We got it. So I went to his chat and I'm like, oh, so it was Lucy. Oh, how you know this and that? What you mean how I know? What you mean how I know? Don't worry about how I know. Just tell me what the hell happened. What happened? So he was beating around the bush. I went to her in her chat. So I'm like, what the bleep going on? Like, what happened? So she was like, oh, we just kissed. So I'm like, okay. I went back to the chat. So I was like, so y'all just kissed. She telling me y'all just kissed. And he like, no. She was like, oh, he kissed her. So I went to him. I'm like, so she told me you kissed her, right? It's like, how could I be mad that I'm mad at her because he kissed her? So at this point, the rage was going towards him, right? The rage was going towards him. And he like, this girl lying because that ain't what happened, that ain't what going down. So he told it all. He literally told it all. And I'm going back to her and I'm like, and she like, oh, he lying, whatever, he lying. So I'm like, at this point, everybody flipping lying. Like, at this point, who is telling the truth? Everybody lying. So at this point, yeah. So I'm hot, I'm heated, I'm pissed. So, yeah. So at the end of it, he pretty much was saying how she was saying, oh, I want to see why Delika so trip, why she so trip. Whole time I just trip off love. Like, first boyfriend, trip off love. Just trip off love. Just trip off love. Literally just trip off love, right? Just trip off love. And this girl can tell him, oh, I want to see why Delika so trip. And so she was the one who initiated it. So if you throw it, he gonna catch it. So he caught it, right? So at first, when she was lying, saying he was the one, I'm like, I'm obviously my energy is going towards him, and I'm mad at that, and I can't do anything about that but feel jealous or weird or whatever I was feeling back then. So when I found out she was the one initiating, and then I went back to her and I'm like, really? Whatever, this what he said. And she like, he lying, this and that. At this point, I didn't want to hear nothing. I didn't want to hear anything. Nothing at all. I'm like, when I see you on Monday, it's up. When I see you on Monday. I told my mom what had happened. And she was like, Delika, you know, I thought this one was going to be on my side or something. Like, I'm like, Mommy, here, what happened? And she was like, you know, sometimes things like that does happen, and you never know. She probably did like you from a long time, and this and that, and the third. And I wasn't hearing that. So I'm not gonna lie, it kind of calmed me down just a little bit. But I was still mad. I was still upset, cause like, girl, you know me from the 7th grade. Like, you was like one of my first friends. We literally talked about everything. We did everything together, always together. And you went and did that to me? Like, me, out of all people. And I'd have done anything for my friends. Like, you did that to me? Like, girl, I cried. Like, I really cried about that. Like, imagine that. Like, you went around and you did that to me. So, what happened was, I got over it. No, I wouldn't say I got over it. I calmed down. I was kind of forgetting about the situation, but when I saw the girl in school, and I already had told my other friends what I went down, so they was already like, what the piss? When I tell you, the girl, she was still coming around. Like, we ain't friends at this point. Like, we're not friends. Why you still around? Feel me? So She was still around when every time this girl laughed, I wanted to punch her in the face. Every time this girl smiled, it really did something to me. So one day I really had to push it, because I'm like, I'm not just gonna punch this girl in the face. I need a reason. Like, I need a reason right now, because I'm kind of over it, but I need a reason right now to punch this girl in her face. I need a reason right now to put my hands on this girl. Like, it was insane. So I was like, I said something to her. Like, we was talking about, I can't remember what the conversation was, the group conversation was, with the people who was right around, right there. But I said something to her, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, I dare her to say something back. I dare her to answer me. I dare this girl to answer me. I dare her to have a rebuttal for what the hell I just said. So, because I said, I got something for her, whatever. So, I said whatever I said, and she answered, and my head, like, something just tipped. And, like, the first reaction was, like, okay, there was, like, a wall right behind her. At school, there was a wall, and this was a private school, so they strict, but there was a wall literally right behind her. I shoved this girl so hard. I shoved her so hard. She hit her head, and she, like, her first, like, as soon as I shoved her, I was ready. Like, I was squared up. I was ready to go. So I shoved her. This was me. And then after I shoved, she bounced off the wall, and she was coming, like, she was like 1 second coming back, and the girl just literally just turned her head, and then she walked off. So I'm like, what the piss? She started crying, and she walked off. So I'm like, she probably going to the bathroom or whatever to go cry, whatever, but I don't care, because I should have done more than flipping that. So turns out she didn't go to the bathroom. She went straight to the senior master or whatever. If y'all know, y'all know. And like I said, this is a private school, so the school is very strict. They don't play about bullying. They don't play about nothing like fighting. They don't play about none of that. So you get into any little thing, you going down, and they carrying on like this is the like you in the court, like you going to jail. You have to write down statements. It's like a whole system you go through when you get in trouble. So it's like everybody know, but people still don't do that. Like, if you get into problem with someone, the best thing for you to do is not go to the administration, because why? Both of y'all gonna get in trouble. Because why? The person who started it and the person who finished it, both of y'all gonna get in trouble. So in my head, I'm like, she would be so dumb to go to them, because girl, you know what you did to me. You know what you did to your friend, supposed to be best friend, and you really gonna go to the vice principal to tell him that the senior master, to tell him that I hit you or whatever, that I hit you? That would make no sense, because one, both of us gonna get in trouble. And make it make sense. You deserve that, so get it, like, feel it, and still say sorry. So whatever. So she went there, and okay, right when she went there, her cousin, probably her, because she had a cousin, Lucy had a cousin in the school in our same grade, matter of fact. So Lucy cousin came to me and was like, she was coming to me on some race up type thing. So she came to me and she was like, why you hit my cousin? Like, coming on real strong. She's like, why you hit my cousin or whatever. So I'm like, I told her why I hit her cousin. So after that, like, her face was dead mad. After that, her face relaxed, and the girl was in on a plan. So she came up with this plan. I'm like, and now she going. I told her the story, and I told her now she going to the senior master to go tell them what I did. The cousin, listen to this. The cousin was like, girl, you should tell him, because you probably can still get in trouble or whatever, but you should tell him, you and your friend should tell him, like, oh, she did say this, that, and that, or whatever, lie on Lucy, and tell the vice principal that Lucy said this, that, and whatever, to, like, have a reason to tell them why you actually hit her. Because, like, ain't nobody trying to go in with the vice principal telling them, like, oh, this girl she did this, that, and the third with my boyfriend, and that's why I hit her. Like, we don't want the school involved in our business. You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking. I'm like, I don't want these people, like, you know what I mean? Like, no. So I had to come up with a reason, and I couldn't come up with a reason. So the cousin came, and the cousin told me. She was like, tell them that she said this about your mommy and this about who, whatever. Like, she was talking bad about your mommy, this and that. So dumb Lucy done told the vice principal the actual story, right? So me and my friends was running with, I told my friends, I was like, her cousin said to say this, that, whatever. Like, she was talking about my mommy. Y'all was right there. Y'all heard it. Y'all was this, whatever. Now, honestly, this was when I knew my friends, them two friends, was really my friends. Because them two friends, well, you don't get into that. But I told them that I wasn't really expecting no one to lie for me, because it's like, if all of us was to get in trouble, like, that would be my fault. So I wasn't really putting that on them. But like, I really wasn't expecting them to say that, but I just was telling them like what they should say, like, you know, like, help a friend out. But you know, long story short, I got called into the office, into the vice principal, the senior officer's office, and he was like questioning us, whatever. Lucy already was crying and snotty in there, and she ready to calm down, and she was like, she ready to tell her side. So it was my time to tell my side. So I said just what that cousin said, and I said just that. So, and I was like, you can ask my friends. So Lucy in the corner crying like, I didn't even say that. I didn't even do that. Whatever. Like, girl, shut up. Like, in my head, I'm like, girl, shut the hell up. So, friend number one, they called friend number one, witness number one. And y'all, friend number one and friend number two came in there and said the same thing. And my friend number one and friend number two still my friends to this day. But anyway, shout out to y'all, because that's when I knew, like, yeah, these really my friends for real. Like, these girls really came in there and lied for me, and that was the first time they ever did that ever in their life. Like, they did look scared. I'm not even gonna lie, they didn't really look scared. But friend, they came in there and they said the same story. Lucy over there crying, hell, I never said that. Like, girl, shut up. Like, shut the hell up. You looking real dumb and not gonna shut the hell up. Not gonna lie, my first instinct, I feel bad. I really felt bad for a second. It's like, why do I even feel bad? Like, I'm not that type of person to lie on nobody. I'm not the type of person, like, I'm really not that type of person. It's like really out of my character to do something like that. But I had to feel bad for a second. But I'm like, why the hell I feel bad for this girl? You know what I mean? Like, betrayal. I feel bad for her. Like, no. So yeah, that's what happened. But long story short, y'all, we both got detention. So we had to like work together in this cafeteria, and we had to work in this cafeteria, and then we also had to like sweep the office or whatever. Like, we had like a punishment or whatever for like at least 2 weeks. Like I said, both of y'all, both the person's gonna get in trouble, the person who hit and the person who got hit. Like, it never made sense to me, but that's literally how things played out in this school. So yeah, long story short, like, I was never the type of person to hold a grudge against anybody. Like, no matter how bad something happened, it was like, no, I was never the type to hold a grudge. But yeah, so I eventually got over it. Like, I wouldn't even probably say a month. To this day, if she messaged me, I would answer. It's not like, and this happened in high school, so that was like way deep in there. So it's not good to hold a grudge. Secondly, you should not have this reaction. I should have been mad at, like, that's really betrayal, but I really should have just cut that girl off, cut that boy off, and just let that be there, because you don't need to get yourself to that level. You don't. We're pretty girls. We do not fight. We are not ghetto. We love ourselves. You know what I mean? So don't be that girl. I have a lot more stories with friends and these situations, and learn how to choose your friends. Don't tell your friends everything. Don't tell your friends every single detail that goes on in you and your boyfriend's relationship or what y'all got going on. Like, if it ain't a sister, if it ain't a mommy or whatever, long story short, don't let anyone get you to that point, because it's not worth it. It's not worth your time, your energy, or your image. Like, no, don't do that. Don't even get involved. Don't even get involved. And you gotta learn them red flags for real. So you guys watching, stay tuned for my next story times, and let me know what you guys want to see in these upcoming videos, and tap in on Instagram because I will be asking you guys' opinion on certain things, on what to post, and just period overall. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and all the rest of my social media platforms. Oh, and also TikTok because I will be getting back on TikTok. So yeah, peace out. Let's go.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.